It was all about influencing our behaviour. In other words, it was, and still is, manipulation of the masses. They said it in our face, but for some reason, the people didn't hear it. Once fear is struck, ears are closed. We, the people, were forced to wear face masks, even though they all knew they offered no protection whatsoever. The elite cabal members and their puppets in high places pretend to wear masks, or they don't even bother at all. They are obviously above the law. We hope you realize that these cabal members and puppets know very well that what we've said in our previous part is true. The SARS-CoV-2 virus has not been proven to exist because it doesn't exist. It is a common flu that was and is exploited to the fullest through their fear-mongering mainstream media. Do you really think they would risk their lives? Royalty? Hollywood celebrities? Politicians? Think again. If there truly was a deadly virus out there, they would be the first to wear a mask, to wash their hands, to keep social distancing, and to self-quarantine. They are showing you it is all fake. In our home country, the royal family went on holiday in the midst of the pandemic after each and every Dutch citizen was urged to stay at home due to the ever-increasing risk of catching COVID and dying. While enjoying the delights of Greece, they forgot to wear masks. How clumsy, in a time when their citizens were fined and even thrown in jail for forgetting to wear theirs. Oh, and then there was the famous wedding of our Minister of Justice and Security, Ferdinand Grapperhaus. This man is extremely strict and righteous. He makes sure there's 24/7 surveillance for everybody, and those who break the COVID rules are punished in ways they'll never forget. He even said on camera how he felt about people partying in these dangerous COVID times.
En ik kan maar alleen maar één ding zeggen, als je nu in deze omstandigheden een huisfeest houdt, waar gewoon iedereen kan raden dat het niet mogelijk is om die 1,5 meter aan te houden, dan ben je een stel aso's. Ik zeg het gewoon keihard, dan ben je echt een stel aso's. Doe dat nou niet, dan ben je een stel aso's.
Now, this man got married and had a lovely party. In a time of obliged face masks, social distancing and a ban on partying in general. Our Minister of Justice and Security, that's right, the same man who allows the political pedo party and their nauseating manual to exist, the same man who, after much pressure from the citizens, set up a special committee to investigate satanic ritual child abuse in the Netherlands, a committee for which he appointed both the chair and the first member, with whom he concocted that their findings would first be shared with him before being presented to the House of Representatives, which means the committee is far from being independent. It is part of the Ministry of Justice, causing victims now not to come forward and testify, as they identified some of their rapists and torturers as high government officials within that same ministry. The same man who now refuses to dissolve that committee and form a new one which is truly independent. That man, Ferdinand Grapperhaus, broke all the COVID rules at his own wedding and gave the Dutch citizens the finger. When they got furious, he apologized, gave a symbolic donation to the Red Cross, and paid a symbolic fine for one person, namely himself, instead of the entire gang. The man had obviously lost his mind. I mean, who on earth would hug his mother-in-law? Do realize that the Dutch Minister of Justice and Security now had a criminal record. In the Netherlands, you cannot have a job as a civil servant if you have a criminal record, unless you are the Minister of Justice. In that case, you just say sorry. Right after this inconvenient occurrence, Prime Minister Rutte sided with Grapperhaus. He defended him so he didn't have to resign. Grapperhaus took the immediate opportunity to state he wanted to see if a convicted COVID violation could be taken off a criminal record. In general, of course, not just for himself. Well, maybe they're smarter than we give them credit for. You see, Grapperhaus's wedding scandal turned out to be a decoy, a distraction away from something he didn't want in the limelight. What happened? On June 27, 2020, investigative journalist platform Argos released their shocking audio documentary about satanic ritual child abuse in the Netherlands, which created quite a storm. Both the Dutch people and the House of Representatives insisted upon an official investigation into this horrific topic. But our Minister of Justice and Security didn't want that. God only knows why. Knowing that a simple no would not find favour, he used his wedding as a decoy. He turned it into a scandal by ignoring the COVID rules. I mean, do you really think he didn't know he'd be in trouble once those photos were seen by the people? And oh my, they were published in each and every magazine and newspaper you can think of. Five days later, Grapperhaus quietly wrote a letter refusing to set up a committee to investigate satanic ritual child abuse. Instead of listening, as our Minister of Justice, for God's sake, to the horrific accounts of the victims who had stepped forward after hearing the Argos documentary and realizing they were not alone, Grapperhaus denied them everything, indirectly calling them insane liars. But nobody noticed because of the wedding scandal. It was only because of some persistent people that Grapperhaus formed the committee that is now under fire. When Gideon van Meijeren spoke up for the victims and asked Grapperhaus why he refused to form a new committee independent of the Ministry of Justice, Grapperhaus was furious. When van Meijeren pointed out, once again, that some of the alleged offenders are working within his ministry, this was his response.
Dit accepteer ik niet. Dat zeg ik tegen de hele Kamer. Echt, ik accepteer het gewoon niet. Ik vind het schunnig.
Please stay safe, Gideon. You are one of the very few who give the people a voice. There are not many heroes out there, but you are definitely one of them. That's the Netherlands these days, my friends, with our own version of the bold and the beautiful. This artistic wall cost the Dutch taxpayer €200,000. A common joke in the Netherlands is, can somebody please throw a hit for a change? Back to our storyline. Like we said less than 10 minutes ago and in our previous episode, all of this was just a behavioural experiment. Phase 1 went just as they had expected. The majority of the population was now wearing a mask, like good, obedient citizens. We, the people, were told to only buy the non-medical masks, as the real ones were only for surgeons to use. On the packaging of the non-medical masks, one can read they offer no protection against COVID-19 viruses. But guess what? People obeyed. The majority of the people the cabal so looked down upon complied with their ridiculous rules as part of their behavioral experiment, the new normal. This is a safe place, so you can take off your mask. But when you need to go to the toilet and you stand up to leave your seat, you are highly contagious and you are in mortal danger, so you must put it back on. In our home country, it was the NS, Dutch Railways, that started the mask mandate. People who disobeyed were violently thrown out of the train, either by the ticket inspectors or by the police. To be honest, we were not surprised, as it was the NS that deported the Jews to the death camps in World War II. The NS has always been more interested in profit than in ethics. What did surprise us was how easy it was to subjugate people to their will. Instead of massively boycotting Dutch railways and bringing them to their knees by destroying their profits, people complied. The rules became weirder and weirder. We now had to wear a mask at the beach too. If all coronaviruses are spread via aerosols, meaning by exhaling, sneezing or coughing, wouldn't it all just disappear into thin air at the beach? But then again, who were we to question the capabilities of the doctors on TV or our governments, who had our best interest at heart, So, wear your damn mask at the beach. Those who disobeyed were arrested and dragged into a police van, with violence if needed. After all, it was for your own health. We could have known the doctors on TV were paid by those who made massive profits from the COVID project. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, and all the other so-called philanthropists we exposed in our previous parts. Do you really think they would allow independent scientists to speak to the public? Of course not. The first thing they would say is, look, a virus is way too tiny to be withheld by a mask. They would show scientific evidence to prove it. That was not the idea. The idea was to see how easy it was to terrify and suppress the people, to take all their freedoms away, one by one so they wouldn't notice it, and then finally to get rid of them once and for all. And it worked. Fear kept them submissive and right where they belonged, bent and about to break under the oppression by the cabal. As time went by, the warning signs were extended to shopping centres, parks, even to ancient sites. Now, it's not that we underestimate the importance of science in general. Some things just need to be said, right? But, I mean, seriously? How old do they think we are, 5? Now, the strangest thing is that no efforts were made to collect and destroy the worn and thus contaminated masks. They were everywhere. Yet, the people went along as if it were the most natural thing in the world. They had been successfully brainwashed into believing that COVID-19 was highly contagious and dangerous, yet contaminated masks did not have to be handled as such. no questions were asked. Even when these videos went viral on social media, people clung to the false security of their masks, like a child clinging to its security blanket. Medical professionals stepped forward, warning people about the dangers of wearing masks all the time. They pointed out the chronic lack of oxygen that could cause fatigue, headaches, dizziness.
I'm going to test oxygen level under a mask using an OSHA-approved air quality monitor that tests for oxygen levels, hazardous gas levels, LEL, CO, NH3, H2S, stuff like that. This monitor is bump tested every day. It's calibrated every 30 days. OSHA requires 19.5% oxygen to work in a space. Look it up. Normal oxygen levels is anywhere from 20 to 21, right in that area. So I'm gonna do a little test here. I'm gonna put the sampling tube at the corner of my mouth, and I'm not exerted, I'm just standing here. So we're gonna put it right here. That's going straight to the air quality monitor. 20.5. You can hear the alarm going off. That means that there is a hazardous atmosphere. And we'll see what the levels are. If you're wondering about headaches and stuff like that, there's why. Because you're not getting enough oxygen.
Lung specialists spoke up, warning us about the whole new type of lung disease they predicted would arise due to the inhalation of fibers in the masks. Please realize that face masks contain polymers, as in plastics, awful to inhale all day and even worse for the environment. Or they contain PTFE, a carcinogen made from synthetic fluoride and linked to a variety of health issues, including cancer. The delusional madness of forcing children to wear face masks blatantly ignores expert warnings. The child needs the brain to learn, and the brain needs oxygen to function. We don't need a clinical study for that. This is simple, indisputable physiology. This well-known German neurologist and neurophysiologist, Dr. Marguerite Gries-Brison, warns of a tsunami of dementia years down the road because of oxygen deprivation from wearing masks today. Are you willing to risk your brain to scientifically unfounded, politically motivated mandates? The re-inhalation of our exhaled air will without a doubt create oxygen deficiency and a flooding of carbon dioxide. We know that the human brain is very sensitive to oxygen deprivation. There are nerve cells, for example in the hippocampus, that can't be longer than 3 minutes without oxygen. They cannot survive. The acute warning symptoms are headaches, drowsiness, dizziness, issues in concentration, slowing down of reaction time, reactions of the cognitive system. However, when you have chronic oxygen deprivation, all of those symptoms disappear because you get used to it. But your efficiency will remain impaired and the undersupply of oxygen in your brain continues to progress. Pediatricians stepped forward. They were convinced that babies and infants wearing masks would have retarded development in life due to a chronic lack of oxygen. They all warned us. Face masks could severely affect your ability to think clearly. It turned out they were right. Some police officers, too, were unable to think clearly. Even though medical exemptions from wearing a mask were allowed by the government, quite a few of them couldn't remember that, probably due to the lack of oxygen in their brains.
Get off of me! Get off! Let go of his vest. Let go of his vest. He's fucking choking me! He's choking me! What the choking me, dude? What the fuck? You're fucked in the head! You're fucked! What the fuck are you doing to me? What have I done? What have I done? You just tell me what the fuck I've done. What have I done wrong? You just keep
Yeah, but you're choking her.
No.
There's a man on a girl, and you choked her. For what? For a mask? For not having a mask? Look how pathetic you are. She doesn't have a mask. Are you serious? Are you serious? Just for not having...
The cabal had us right where they wanted us, unable to think straight, paralyzed by fear, just about ready to sell our souls for a redeeming solution to this great pandemic. We washed our hands a dozen times a day, using hand sanitizer, of course, just like our leaders told us to. It didn't matter that our skin started blistering. It didn't matter that the hand sanitizer killed good germs too, the ones we need for a strong immune system. It didn't matter that those same hand sanitizers contain toxic methanol that, if absorbed by the skin in certain amounts, can lead to methanol poisoning with a variety of symptoms, ranging from headaches, nausea and dizziness, to vision problems, loss of consciousness, even death. It all didn't seem to matter as fear had taken over, and leaders with solutions, no matter how insane, now had the faith of the people. The COVID rules and regulations made them feel safe. However, to the great dismay of the cabal, more and more people stepped forward, uttering criticism about the COVID policies. Some of them had put face masks under a microscope and found the disturbing presence of things that should not have been there. What we are looking at here are called Morgellons. Morgellons are tiny fibers that cause something called Morgellons disease. Patients describe the feeling of something alive crawling and biting underneath their skin, like tiny insects. They often have nasty wounds that just won't heal. Some endure terrible itches. Many feel chronically exhausted and suffer from memory loss and confusion. Their muscles ache, they have spasms, their liver is enlarged, their bone structure degenerates. Tiny fibers of different colors and black specks come crawling out of their skin. Doctors have absolutely no idea what they are and how they enter the body or how to get rid of them. For a long time, the CDC's humble yet condescending opinion was that it was just a delusional parasitosis, meaning a parasite that only exists in one's imagination. But after a lot of incoming reports, the CDC decided to change the name from delusional parasitosis to an unexplained skin condition known as Morgellons. According to Dr. Hildegard Stanninger, who studied them for years, Morgellons are not parasites, they are 100% man-made through nanotechnology. Now the creepy thing is, they can be found in places where you don't expect them. In chemtrail samples, meaning they are sprayed down on us. In face masks, nose swabs, and vaccines. You don't believe us? Let us show you the evidence, which, by the way, is very easy to find. All you have to do is a little experiment. Let's start with a mask, shall we? Place the mask over a bowl of hot water, which resembles the effect of your exhalation, hot and moisture. Now put the mask under a microscope and behold, Morgellons in your face mask. Man-made nanobot technology fibers that behave like parasites, that are activated when you breathe into your mask because of your body heat, and that react to magnets. They do not burn when exposed to extreme heat. What's more, they move towards little pieces of food left behind in your mask. What the f*** are they doing in your face mask? Do you realize that you actually inhale these things? Do we even know what they do once they are inside your lungs? The Dutch RIVM wrote about this enigma on its website. Yes, indeed there are nanoparticles in face masks, and we don't have a clue as to whether or not this has any negative effects on people. My, don't you just love their honesty? One would expect the people to wake up by now, right? We remember turning the TV on to see footage of millions of Dutch people burning their masks and celebrating their reclaimed unlimited access to oxygen. Now that even the RIVM had admitted something fishy was going on with those masks. But no, to our astonishment, we saw the same droning repetition of fear-mongering emphasis on the importance of face masks and social distancing. Fear had struck. Insanity was the result. That it was all just a behavioral experiment was made excessively clear by fun little experiments such as these. What started off as a virus had turned into an IQ test. A societal rupture started to become visible. One group believed the official narrative, the other group did not, or was at least having some serious doubts. This rupture was only the beginning of the sad alienation between people, not just within societies, but also within families and among friends. The believers could no longer identify with the disbelievers and vice versa. The divide and conquer strategy of the cabal was once again victorious. Was it enough to take away our identity, like they did in the old days with the slaves? Or did they have more in store for us? Let's find out in part 21.